EMM family, what's going on? This is Cam, the man in the chair. Typically I'm behind the scenes, but I do have to come on here and let you know what's going on. So, this week's episode will not be live, unfortunately. It will be a rerun of one of our favorite episodes from earlier this season. As you all know, life can come at you fast, so unfortunately, the crew as well as myself, we did have to take the week off. But you won't have to wait too long to see us again. We will be back May 5th. That's right, May 5th. So it is only a week. We do appreciate you guys' patience. Thank you for all the love and support. And until next week, you can just chill till the next episode. Peace.
ACT,
Yeah.
I'm about to start.
Okay. About this right now.
Hey, do you? Do what you gotta do, okay? You just have to be prepared to suffer the consequences of whatever those actions are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was so surprised at how he was looking at me. I was talking to him. I was like, do you need to say something? Do you need help? Like, use real words. And he didn't. And then so Melanie started rubbing his head. And I was like, do you have hand sanitizer? And she was like, I don't. And I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? And then
I think she's about to sneak me. So she calls my dad, and my dad comes in. He got this big cowboy hat on and everything. And I know he don't know how to read, so I ain't worried about him at all. So he sits next to me.
now
I don't
we know
think
what's
he
about us.
would use the hammer if he was using a gauntlet for evil. This just doesn't make you pure and worthy enough.
That's your phone,
So dumb. Like, it's your phone, though. Like, and it's right before, it's literally right before this we jump on. And I forget about it every time, but every time but it's your phone, though. There's such an innocence, Johnny, to it. Hey man, you went ham on your phone, bro. That's
Have y'all ever tried to lead a strategy meeting with y'all? Sometimes it just doesn't really get led as much as we may get to the subjects and topics as we fumble through all the other fanatical shenanigans that ends up happening.
That's a good meeting. That's
There's
a
a
good
great
meeting when it's like that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what you just got is everybody. To me, it seems like y'all almost agreeing that everything I described happens. So, okay, thank you.
So, Mama, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I bet not.
We have a good time. That's all I know. When we're
Yes.
together, it's a good time.
Sometimes you just can't handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Sometimes that good time is a little hard to handle. And CT, we are happy to have you back in the chair, my guy. You good? I mean, hey, look, we missed you. Me and Johnny held it down while you were out. Yeah.
It's not the same without you, CT.
Listen,
Your presence is missed.
I was not proximate with my people, but I was proximate with my people. We're gonna talk about that a little bit today because y'all held it down and I wanted to be with you, but I couldn't. But I know I was with y'all, right?
Always.
The energy, the connection, even some of the descriptions and stories y'all told, and even Cam's crazy tale behind the scenes had to have his own clown self doing silliness on the pod when I'm not here. That's just disrespectful. Like, if I gotta be here if I'm gonna get clowned. You know what I'm saying? I knew it. I knew he was gonna do it. I set him up. You're welcome, Cam. You are so welcome. I knew that was gonna happen. You're now predictable. I need you to come different going forward. Like, that was what I needed right there. What's up, y'all? What's going on? All the way
on?
Oh man. It's good. It's good to have you back in the seat as always. And family, we're happy to be back here with you. Johnny, my liege, as always, is my queen. As you do the thing and held us down. So CT, we had a wonderful conversation last week as we were kicking off March. I know the one thing that we did kind of roll over, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say my thing is like, yes, I did experience my birthday. I did hit the double fours out here, so I have reserved my life to be very simplistic. There are things that I am for, and there are things that I am not for. Okay, it's just that simple. And I think making the age of 44 makes that very clear, right? Because I look past all of the years that I possibly could have in the future, and now that I want to continue to have no stress and keep the young looking face with the lack of grays as much as I can. I would like to live to be a very old man, like some people that I know. And I say that with
Terry? You mean Terry?
He is an old man.
He is.
But I think it's somebody else on this call that's also a little old.
Well, Cam is, isn't he?
Yeah. Listen, I didn't call anybody out specifically. I'm just saying that
that's why he stays behind the scenes because how old he is. But go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, like I strive to have the legacy of age, in my belt. So thank you all for all the love, and it was a wonderful time to do that.
Hey, quick question. Like I got a chance to listen to the show last week.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the show, when you reference your birthday, like you said something about like y'all were talking about luck, I think it was, if I'm remembering correctly. Right? Did you have a lucky birthday?
Yes, I did. Like Pharrell, like the song Get Lucky, Daft Punk. So yes, I had a wonderful birthday. I am lucky because one of the things that my birthday did teach me is that your birthday is not about you, of course. It is about the people you have impacted in your life that want to celebrate you because you exist. And it was a very clear homage to all of the things that I have worked towards in my life, toward, the relationships that I fostered. And those people who I knew would do what would need to be done for me, did it. And those that went above and beyond, shout out to them too. So I don't ever expect anything for my birthday. It's always kind of a low key thing. And, those people who always want to like hype it up and really celebrate me, I love it. Like, it's a good thing to see that other people want to do it. Cause to me, I don't think I should be like, oh, hold up.
For the old people.
I am being respectful to old people. I'm saying I want to be amongst y'all. Okay, I'm saying, like, geez. Okay, CJ, you right. All right, jumper cables, you can chill out.
I love it.
Fun thing is, shout out to my mom. She celebrates a birthday. It's always roughly about 6 days, so our birthdays are a week apart. So I always get to celebrate her birthday and my birthday at the same time. But yeah, I did get lucky thanks to Johnny because she made sure that I had the opportunity to get lucky. Yes, you did. And thank you. Whenever a queen is your wingman, like I'm telling you, things go down. Like I'm just instantly, like all of the doors open up the moment Johnny was like, Eric, you need to be lucky for your birthday. And then luck just like came out of everywhere, right? That's really what happened. CT, I think it was just the fact that you was not there to try to wish me no luck. I'm just playing.
No, when y'all were talking about luck, I was the song by Jonathan McReynolds popped into my head. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. Right. Okay. And that's what, like, every time the term lucky came on, I hear that song. It's one of those songs that we play in our house all the time. And so I was just thinking, you're not lucky, you're loved. And we love you to death, man. So I'm glad that you had an absolutely great birthday. You have 44, man. It just gets better from here.
Yeah. Apparently I got dimples now. I keep growing these things. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep trying to. Is that something that you get as you get older? Like you get dimples?
No.
No.
So
I always wanted them. My cousin has dimples. I always wanted them. I used to try to like.
Is it not? Okay. So maybe it's just a wrinkled face.
Yeah, I wanted them.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe they're not dimples. Maybe I'm just misreading my face structure. Maybe when I smile, that's not a dimple. Man. Johnny, I thought you had dimples.
No, I don't have dimples.
Okay.
I'm sad now.
All right.
Thanks for pointing it out that I don't.
I mean, guys, in the chat, if you think Johnny has dimples, please let her know. But it's okay. CT, since you're back, I mean, I think you listen.
Let's get to it.
I was about to say, like, I normally don't do this, but CT, since you're back, take over the show. It's all yours.
So happy to be here. Just want to thank.
I knew it when you took that drink. Took a sip. This was going to happen.
My family, the opportunity to be in your presence today. grateful for the fact that in this particular echo chamber, we can be who we want to be. Like the songwriter says, in living color from the TV show. No, listen, it is going to be a great conversation because y'all kicked this off last week. And this month was all about proximity, right? And when we start thinking about, some of the things that we address and deal with in our lives, one of the things that I think is the most important that gets missed all the time is that whomever you're proximate to, that drives and influences how you live, how you breathe, how you think, and how you move. And sometimes that proximity can create what they call an echo chamber. And if you don't know what an echo chamber is, don't worry. We got a little video that's going to give us a little explanation, and we're going to kick off our conversation after this video plays. And it gives some context, but in the chat, be listening because we're going to want your comments as we're moving through it. So Cam, throw that video up there for us and let's get us going.
Information can come from many different sources and perspectives. But when you're only hearing the same perspectives and opinions over and over again, you may be in something called an echo chamber. An echo chamber is an environment where a person only encounters information or opinions that reflect and reinforce their own. Echo chambers can create misinformation and distort a person's perspective so they have difficulty considering opposing viewpoints and discussing complicated topics. They're fueled in part by confirmation bias, which is the tendency to favor info that reinforces existing beliefs. Echo chambers can happen anywhere information is exchanged, whether it's online or in real life. But on the internet, almost anyone can quickly find like-minded people and perspectives via social media and countless news sources. This has made echo chambers far more numerous and easy to fall into. They're also tricky to recognize, especially if you're in one. If you're ever wondering if a social group or website may be an echo chamber, stop and think. Do they tend to only give one perspective on an issue? Is that viewpoint primarily supported by rumor or incomplete evidence? Are facts ignored whenever they go against that viewpoint? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may have found an echo chamber. There's no perfect way to avoid echo chambers, but there are a few tips that can help you stay on the right track. Make a habit of checking multiple news sources to ensure you're getting complete, objective info. Interact with people of different perspectives, and take care to discuss new ideas with facts, patience, and respect. Finally, remember that just because you want something to be true doesn't make it fact. No matter where you go or who you meet, always take the time to stay informed and avoid echo chambers.
All right, friends, we've got ourselves a definition of what an echo chamber is.
Nah, man, I don't know what that mean, man. I just watched that video, and like you got to give it to me in layman's terms. Are you telling me that an echo chamber is what?
Exactly.
It's just me listening to the same people who all telling me the same thing and reinforcing the same thing, and then I'm only getting the same story that's being confirmed by rumors, but I can never confirm the truth of it because it's all the same thing telling me the same thing that I'm thinking.
Exactly.
But is there anybody to tell me that I'm wrong though?
That's the problem with the echo chamber, is that when you are sitting in it, the only thing that is bouncing in your mind is the thing that is most comfortable for you. Is the thing that validates what it is that you believe, what you think, and what your experience is. And the truth of the matter is most people live in those echo chambers because it's most comfortable for them to live there. The moment somebody introduces information that is counter to your chamber, it's now bouncing in a way that you're like, that's not comfortable. So you now go validate and verify that what you know to be true is true. And that's a part of the problem with the echo chamber, because the truth of the matter is the only way you get out of it, and we ain't there yet, but is that you've got to introduce into your hearing something new, something different, something diverse, and something counter to what you believe. So you actually introduce new information into your ecosystem so you get out of the echo chamber. I'm just saying, sometimes, and especially in our current society, people living in echo chambers all over the place because here's a question. Johnny, if I'm right and you're right, Who's right?
Right. Right.
Right?
Like we're
Right?
both right. Yeah,
We're
that's
both
the
right.
thing. Yeah, exactly. And this is one of the things I've expressed this before on here too that drives me crazy about our culture now. Largely in part because of social media. You'll see one thing, something, a clip will be taken it out of context for one thing, placed on social media, and it blows up, and then everyone has an opinion. And now that everyone has an opinion, it becomes fact. When really it's not fact, right? If you go back and watch a whole clip or you start doing your research, just like the video says, from different resources, you'll find out, oh, this is not even true at all. Or maybe it was true, but it's completely taken out of context. This drives me crazy about the culture that we're in now. It's such a pet peeve of mine.
I heard some years ago somebody said, "Don't let the facts misrepresent the truth." Right? Because now there is this real struggle where there's this idea that nobody knows what truth is anymore. This is not a Christian commentary, right? This is not a believer's commentary. This is just a simple, like, if I said that the shirt I'm wearing is blue, the one underneath the gray one, the echo chamber that somebody is in, they're like, nah, that's not blue. How, and then now guys, well, how did you get there? And why is it now a debatable thing? Everything seems to be so debatable.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
For what reason though? Right? Because somebody has decided something is true because somebody gave you a fact. Like, what's real, y'all?
Well, I mean, it seems that if I'm understanding the premise of an echo chamber, if I want to create my own perception, then yes, I want to gather enough people around me that's going to tell me that I'm right, because that way it validates all of my righteousness in how I move. And then as I continue to move in that way and all of these people support me, then if I ever come against a conflicting or contrary notion, belief, or consideration, then I have the force of all of these validators behind me to tell me that I never need to course correct. Everything that I've done up to this point is right. And there's no reason why I should introduce anything else into my ecosystem, because I'm a steamroller. And the steamrollers don't ask the gravel, should it be this hot and should it move this fast? No, I just do what I do. I think that there's nothing wrong with the way that I'm thinking, as long as my outcomes are satisfactory to me. Is there something wrong? Is there something wrong with my echo chamber if I'm hearing cheers in my echo chamber for the way that I move?
I think we got a bigger problem than even that. I think we have a much bigger problem than that. I think our bigger problem is that when we don't even realize we're being fed our own opinions. So like in the situation you gave, you're saying like, okay, I think I'm right about something, so I seek out things that like validate my way of thinking. Okay. But it's another thing when I go to sources expecting the truth, expecting just to hear the facts, but I know if I go to particular sources, it's only going to validate what I'm thinking. Or I shouldn't say I know, it's just that it is because of a particular station, or it is because of the algorithm that is set up, and I'm getting fed things without me even realizing that is validating. I think that's the bigger issue. So I can believe what I believe. Okay, I believe what I believe. So I go to a church that preaches what I believe. I'm going there for validation. I'm going there for clarity and for people who believe in the same thing I believe. I don't want a different belief, right? But I think it's a little different if I'm just scrolling or like I go to the news, I go to some sources and it's like, wait a minute, what? You know, I think that's the bigger problem.
Ooh, I think y'all both wanted something. Go ahead, E.
And I hope you know that like I'm playing the devil's advocate in the sense to be like, so you're telling me that I'm in an echo chamber because I'm not listening to any other perspective, but like all you're doing it to me is offering blank perspectives too, because where does your sources come from? How do you validate and verify what you're doing to be able to tell me that I'm wrong? Because everywhere I go, it tells me that I'm right. And to Johnny's point, I may not even know that I'm being fed this. I may not even know that that there's all of these other components that are making me see this thing because I said it out loud. And now the AI has heard me and it's giving me the commercials and it's showing me this and it's sending me these reels. And I'm just getting constant reinforcement that this is the case. This is the case. How can I ever be proven wrong when I have so much proof of what I'm thinking is right? CT, I'm asking, like, I'm not trying to be in the echo chamber, but the echo chamber is all around me. I'm stuck in this matricy of trying to find this verifiable truth. I'm trying to find the red pill or the green pill, whichever one it is, but I'm not being offered any pills. I'm being offered the same thing that tells me that I don't need it.
Here's the thing. We before the algorithm, Johnny, I remember somebody coined a term called WIFM. What's in it for me?
Mm-hmm.
And now that I am operating from this position that says what's in it for me, I'm reminded of a song by the brothers of De La Soul, who said, it's just me, myself, and I. And when somebody is in a me, myself, and I context, they're not looking for somebody to have a we, a you, or an us. And especially when they're going through something in their lives where they don't feel heard or don't feel validated or don't feel like somebody is acknowledging their humanity. And when your humanity is not acknowledged, you go inward and now you begin to tell a truth that is validating for you, but it might not be the truth that actually allows you to be outside of the chamber you've created. So what does that do? That now causes us to go to places that do validate us. It causes us to listen to things that do pull us in. It causes us to now be in this position that says, all right, I'm only searching for the thing that verifies what I'm telling myself isn't just true, isn't just my belief, but it is how I'm going to live. And now I go find people who live like that. And if I come across somebody who doesn't, now they're my enemy. We got something to talk about because you pulled up the question about socials and algorithms. But I don't want to leave the me, myself, and I part yet, because I think there's something more that we need to pull on in this conversation, especially because we are in an echo chamber that is generationally significant. I've been told on occasion that our opinions and our perspectives are older than some of the folks that are, say, our children. So the echo chamber that we have, and I think you guys talked about it a little bit last week about going back to the office. There's an echo chamber about going back to the office. Johnny has an opinion. It's a good thing for her reasons. Others have bad thing, their reasons. But is Johnny right? Are they right?
Yeah.
Like, how did we?
Come on, TT. We've doing this long enough.
The only reason why Johnny said that is because her husband Terry has to go into an office with kids every single day. She doesn't actually want to be around real humans all the time. She just knows that Terry has to, so she's speaking for Terry. Tell me I'm wrong, Johnny. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
You are wrong.
I will listen. I I plead the fifth.
Johnny needs to be around people. Even when she doesn't want to, Johnny needs to be around people.
Johnny, that's how you fuel, right?
Johnny does.
So what is this me, myself, and I thing going on? Like, for real?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a real thing. Johnny, what do you think?
I don't know, CT. I don't know.
I'll jump in to say, like, people are way more selfish than we've ever been in the history of man at this point, because instant gratification and thinking about yourself and being vain and seeking attention and the notoriety and all of the things that come so easier now than ever before has created this vacuum in some people. I don't think everybody's like this. Has created a vacuum in people of not really being able to appreciate some of the subtle things that make them. Like, they don't appreciate them enough to be able to say, I don't need to listen to everybody else. And I'm okay to be told that I don't know something. And I can be corrected. And I'm open to feedback and correction and development. And I want to be moldable and manageable and amenable with the people that I want to deal with, right? Like there's so much I need to be me at all times, where I think that now we've gone to a place where you can be whatever you want and be validated as whatever you want. So the comfort comes in creating and curating who you choose to be now, in having all of these people validated, because now you don't have to deal with all of the things that you haven't worked for, or all the things you haven't fixed, or all of the things that you haven't accounted for, or there's all of these things in people that when you just skip past it and you curate who you want to be, and then you can go get all this validation, there's no development. It is just me, myself, and I, in a sense, because I only care about myself, and I only care about myself, not how I deal with other people, not how I impact other people, not that I'm lying to other people about who I am or the perception. Like, I don't care about none of that, because I can go get that validation somewhere else.
Yeah. Johnny, you talked last week about, a couple of folks that, because you're proximate to them, and you talked about 2 leaders that helped you.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about like your development, your growth, your relationship, and your proximity to them is a privilege for you, because everybody doesn't have access to them.
Right.
But what does that do for you, yourself, and you, right? What if you didn't have them? How might you, like, how does then this echo chamber that is Johnny, because everybody has them, but what if you didn't have them? How might that impact like your development, your growth, how you live, how you function, how you see the world?
Yeah. But I believe that I would get it from someone else.
So you
I
just think
believe that I would find that. I'm sorry, say it again, CT.
I say you just think it's available no matter what. It's just what you do.
I do think it's available, because I think it's something that you put out into the, like, I don't know if it sounds woo-woo or whatever, but I believe it's what you put out into the universe. You'll get what you receive. So if it doesn't come in that way, it's going to come in another way. It's going to come in another form from someone at some time. And I just really believe that. Yeah, so we're talking about leaders, I kind of think that then the whole, like, I don't know. I just believe that it will come from somewhere, right? So if it's not that particular person, because that's how the world, that's how life works. It'll show up in many different places. So what you put out there is what you're going to get back.
But the conflict in the echo chamber, Johnny, is that not like people aren't open to everybody, right? Just you said like it can come, like if you go to a biblical reference, right? Donkey spoke. Rock spoke, right? So you had to be open for anything and everybody to come. But Johnny, you ain't just listening to everybody, are you?
No, I'm not just listening to everybody.
So how do you validate and know that somebody who comes into your space is like the information, Eric, thank you, the feedback that they give is good, right? So that you can break out of the chamber that is comfortable for you.
Oh, that's a great question. I think you got to be self-aware and confident in yourself. It comes back to self, that whole me, myself, and I think you have to have that security within yourself to know, because you're going to get opinions from each and everywhere, opinions and advice and mentorship and all these things. And sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes it's not good for you, but I think that's where your confidence in yourself and your self-awareness comes into play, because then you'll know whether or not it resonates with you and where you're going, whether it's positive feedback, negative feedback, whether it's good relationships, whether it's kind of challenging and like maybe not such a good way. I think that's why you have to be the knowing within yourself, because you'll know what to weed out.
Yeah.
And what's not good for you. You know what I mean? Or what is not really serving you.
I think you guys brought up. Go ahead, E. Go, you good.
So I just wanted to say, they say feedback is a gift, and sometimes that gift is for the garbage. So just wanted to say that.
Listen, I always used to talk about feedback because I think I got nothing tonight. Like I think the concept of feedback is trash, right? I do. And the part of
why
part of the reason why I think it's trash is because we have said it's a gift. Listen. Most feedback is Father's Day gifts. I think I've said this in other episodes before. Father's Day gifts are not what you get for Mother's Day. And if you show up with somebody in somebody's space and be like, hey, here's some feedback for you. And that feedback is self-serving for the person who's giving it to you. Like, you got to have somebody in the right position where they know it's time to give. We talked a couple of weeks ago about Valentine's Day, and we talked about like the commercialization of Valentine's Day, and people are giving gifts and spending money and giving out like of things they don't have. And I think that happens sometimes in leadership. People are giving you gifts that they think you need. You didn't ask for it, you didn't need it, and then when you open it up, it's a tie. I don't wear ties no more, right? So if you're giving me something I don't even know that I need, I'm regifting that. And the challenge is, even in a regift, you might, because you're modeling behavior, you giving a gift to somebody that wears sneakers, like. And so some of what I'm watching happen to us in these echo chambers that have been created, because now I'm proximate to you. I'm just doing the thing that somebody else said you needed to do, and it was good or not for you. I
love that. I love that so much, CT, because I'm thinking about some advice that someone shared with me, and it was actually good. It was good. It was uplifting. It was supportive. But I felt like they really weren't hearing me. And like, I don't know, I shared some of my ambitions for later on in life, right? They're like, well, why don't you just do that now? Like, because that's not what I want to do now. Well, you just never know. You could do it now, but that's not what. Okay, well, this is why you can't share things with people all the time, because like I didn't need that. I just felt like, okay, you just doing too much. That's not what I needed. You thought you were being uplifting and supportive, but really it was just like, that was kind of trash.
Trash.
Yeah, so it had good intentions and it could still be trash.
And I think later on this month, we're going to talk about relationship proximity, right? And when you really think about the relationships that are closest to you, their proximity has a deep impact on how you maneuver in the world. But I want to pivot us really quick to something we've been talking about. Now, let me ask y'all, should we go to this point, or should we take some of the comments in thread and engage the folks?
Let's go ahead, comments.
We got some stuff out there. I know folks have thrown some stuff in the comments. Let's talk to our people. What we got?
I mean, yeah.
That,
I mean, it happens all the time, I feel like.
Well, Mama, I mean, most of the time that means you're kind of in a little bit of an echo chamber, because that's what social media is going to feed you. It's going to feed you the things that, look, I do the cooking stuff. So when I go on social media, a lot of the times what I'm getting is all these cooking videos and these videos about cooking and all the tiny chef and Gordon Ramsay and like, that's what it feeds me. But like, if I was looking at cars, all of a sudden it would start showing me cars or whatever. And if I start saying, you know, I don't like this type of hair, it would start showing me videos of anti this type of hair. Like, so you got to watch out for what social media presents to you.
That's for sure. What's another one?
What else we got?
When someone say, well, it makes you feel, I do agree with that wholeheartedly. Helps validate you. It really does.
It's validation, and the truth of the matter is like, in some respect, that is what can make your echo chamber not so good. And that's why you have to be self-aware, because if somebody is validating you consistently, but the validation isn't actually helping you grow, develop, stretch, and they're just pumping you up, giving you high fives all day long.
Yes.
Like, sometimes you need to watch and pray, because that might not be the thing you need for you to get to the place that you're supposed to go. So it is not that it's bad. It is that you have to monitor the intake, because too much of a good thing can be detrimental to you. Johnny, we talk about this in the context of some of the leadership development things we talk about. There is a thing called Hogan. It's an assessment called Hogan, and what they call your dark side. It is one side that says when you have strengths that are overused, how it is then perceived by others could be negative. It doesn't mean your strengths are bad, but it is when you are in times of stress, when you overuse that particular strength, it actually can be a negative impact, not to you, but how others are perceiving you. And so sometimes that constant validation, because you're using and operating and functioning in your echo chamber and strengths, somebody's like, yo, bruh. Like last week, he was like, I don't want everybody bringing me food and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to try to look that good in front of everybody. Now, secretly, if they come by themselves, you're good. But I don't need favor like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think you've got to be able to balance what it is and be able to have a good sense for it. So
You
got one more?
it.
Social media. Okay.
Social media.
Okay.
I get it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Like, I don't care if they disagree. That's right. I love that. That's
Okay,
so fun. That's why I'm laughing.
Here's the pivot. So there is this thing called filter bubbles.
Okay.
All right. So
Down for us.
Filter bubbles. Are these things in my fish tank? Because I want to know.
No, but when you say fish tank, the filter bubble is the thing that actually feeds you now fish tanks in your social media. So a filter bubble, if I can just read this for you, I'm going to do it, Johnny Easterly moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
So the concept of ecosystems refers to an environment where individuals are primarily exposed to information and opinions that mirror their own, limiting exposure to diverse perspectives. This phenomenon is closely related to filter bubbles, a term popularized by Eli Parisar, describing how algorithms personalize online content, thereby isolating users from conflicting viewpoints. Such isolation can reinforce existing beliefs and contribute to misunderstanding and societal polarization. How y'all feel about filter bubbles?
Read that last part one more time for me, CT.
I got you.
The society thing.
This such isolation
Yep.
can reinforce existing beliefs and contribute to misunderstandings and societal polarization.
So it sounds like the bot that creates echo chambers.
Mm.
And I would say, yeah, I'm saying yes. You didn't ask me a yes or no question, but I'm saying yes because I've seen it. I've seen it where, I don't know. It could be. I'm trying to think of something like in pop culture. I don't know that has happened, and somebody will say something, and it completely becomes like a part of the culture, and it's like, well, that wasn't even real.
No.
That wasn't even right. What? Yeah.
It's the
and
idea.
I'm hesitating because it is really frustrating to me. I know I keep saying this, but this really grinds my gears.
Really get your goat?
It really does. I hate this so much because I am the person when I'm on like social media and I see a clip, I'll go to YouTube so I can watch the full clip, and then I'll go to another resource that I trust, and then I'll see what they're saying about it, and I will do all of my research so then I can form my opinion. Like, oh, okay, this is what I think about this thing, because these filter bubbles, man.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I tend to do the opposite, Johnny. I'm more like, I'll watch a clip, know that it's all messed up, know that the source is already out of context, and then I'm like, I won't take it as truth. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact it's just for entertainment. Somebody tried to frame it up this way because that's the way content is kind of delivered to us. So I don't assume. It's kind of funny because, like, I try not to assume that anything is actually real until I can confirm it with 3 sources. Like, there's just anything. People will be like, such and such and such. I'll be like, prove it. And they'll be like, what you mean? I'm like,
that's what I mean.
You just use words, man. Words don't always provide facts. Like, I love that you told me that, but there's ways to confirm stuff. Like, even as a parent, a lot of times, like, my kids would say such, and I'll be like, okay, well, let's go through how you prove it. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, a lot of times there's a way to prove stuff. So let's go through the steps of proving something. It's called the scientific method. Like, you start with the hypothesis and you work your way to your theory, and then you get a conclusion. We're gonna figure this out. So.
And CT, I have a question for you then. Like, okay, so I'm understanding this concept, this whole echo chamber thing. And when you first told us about this, initially I'm thinking like, oh God, here's another like, I don't know, title that we've put on to something. And it's like, here we go again. But the more we're kind of talking about it and unpacking it a little bit, I totally get it. But like I had an old professor that used to always say, what's the so what? Like, what's the so what in all of this, right? And we're talking like our everyday context. We move through the world. What's the importance of us understanding what this echo chamber and context of proximity is all about? What's the point of it? Like, and how will it help us? What's the point of it?
As they say, Johnny, I love the question. So it's so provocative, and I will do the best I can to unpack it. Listen, when we wake up every day, we get the benefit of life.
Yeah.
And one of the gifts we get is this value called curiosity. And when curiosity is in action, we become the very best versions of ourselves, no matter where we are, who we are, what we're doing. The echo chamber is devoid of curiosity. I'm not asking questions to determine, well, why is that? Or when did that happen? Or how do I know that that's actually true? Or this thing actually makes me better because I gave myself permission to learn something new. Every day we wake up, we get the distinct opportunity to learn something new about ourselves, about others, about the world that we're in. And if we live in an echo chamber that only validates the thing that we hear every day and we know to be true or we know to believe, then we limit ourselves from truly understanding the genius of why we get to wake up every single day and try something new. And so this filter bubble thing, I think, is deeply sinister because it forces then this resource and tool that we are all using every single day to not use curiosity. It says, I saw what you watched, and I'm going to give you what you watched. It is like me in my, okay, here's the truth about CT, the jock is drop. I'm a creature of habit, right?
Okay.
And like I would eat the same thing all the time if I really had the opportunity to do something.
Would you?
I would. The blessing is I have somebody in my life who does not. And because she does not, if I stayed in my echo chamber, I would only then have and eat and do the thing that I know and that I'm comfortable with. But because I have allowed access into my chamber, somebody who likes something different, who does something different, who thinks something different, who says something different, I now have the opportunity and the blessing and benefit of that difference making me better.
Yeah.
I would never know about catfish if it wasn't for Melanie Thompson. I would never know about apple butter if not for Melanie Thompson.
Okay.
I would not know that when you go on vacation, you actually are supposed to go do stuff while you on vacation. If not for Mel, she forces me out of my particular echo chamber. And because of that relationship, it is now given me the energy and the courage to say, well, wait a minute. Why is this thing that way? And in today's society, because there is, when I was growing up, they used to call them the single sources of truth or fact, whether it be the news, like there was not, like I think it was Dan Rather, like Channel 10, you watch Dan Rather and you just got the facts. And nobody was trying to say it was right or wrong or good or bad. Now, there is this app I used to have that would, and this is how I study, right? I would take one issue and I would listen to or read the center, the right, and the left. So that I had context for that singular thing. And then I would map it against, okay, what do I know? What do I believe?
Yeah.
I read something the other day. I was like, I went to chat. I was like, I just read this. Is this true? He was like, no, that ain't true. I was like, bet. So I verify everything now.
Especially on the internet. Yeah.
Everything now. So that the filter bubble that was created to feed me the thing that I like doesn't influence me to just stay where I like. I ask it another question. I introduce curiosity into my day-to-day so that I never get stuck in just saying, well, this is what I believe, and that's the only single truth of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this. I love that you mentioned curiosity, because I know we're talking about in context of like opening our minds to folks who believe things that we don't believe, or trying to kind of challenging our way of thinking. But I think it's helpful as well when it comes to things that you do believe, right? I
Yeah.
mean, we're taught certain things, we live our lives a certain way. And to be honest, some things I'm doing simply because my parents taught me that this was the way. I
Yeah.
mean, me and Terry was talking the other day about something. And I'm like, why are we even doing this? He said, because our mom and dads taught us. Like, that's what we're doing. I'm like, well, I don't want to do this anymore,
Wow.
whatever the thing was. But it's true, right? Or like I was just talking about, going to church, and like, I don't want my beliefs to be different from the church that I'm going
Mhm.
to. But still, I need
Yeah.
to understand, well, why do I believe it? It's because my grandmother taught me. Okay, that's fine. It served me to a certain point, but I need to understand it for myself. So this whole idea of being curious, I love that you mentioned that point, CT.
Johnny, this we are in. I have two thoughts that I want to play with. So just if y'all would,
Okay.
if you'd indulge me. Johnny, this pod is an echo chamber. Do you know why I would say that?
Why?
Because the three hosts and the person behind the scenes are all Black.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody walked up on this pod,
Mm-hmm.
they might assume that the only topics that we cover, the only perspective we have, the only thoughts that are there are those of Black people. And by the way, we actually talk about God. So maybe somebody might show up on our pod and be like, well, they only talk about God things. So they're not open to other thoughts, ideas, or perspectives. So it could be that somebody might think our pod is an
Yeah.
echo chamber in and of itself. E,
Mhm.
what do you think about that?
Um, I think it's okay to have similarities in a group. That doesn't necessarily make it an echo chamber. If we were all reinforcing what we were saying, then I would say we would be more of an echo chamber. But I think a lot of times we have a diverse perspective, and we'll push back on each other enough to have the iron sharpen the iron within our podcast. Like while we may all come to the same understanding,
Mhm.
we don't always agree.
Mhm.
So I think that kind of breaks up that whole notion of it just being an echo chamber, because nah. There's just like, again, there's things that I do agree with and things I'm not going to agree with. And no, this is going to be that way. Just, I mean,
I
that's
love
my
how our
response.
answers are yes or no today when he didn't ask us yes or no questions.
Yep. No, not at all. Nada.
I think that's, but I think
Nine.
the important part. That's the important part, is that the blessing is oftentimes people bring assumptions, right?
Yes.
And when someone brings an assumption without a validation, it is them functioning in their echo chamber and projecting that into a chamber where there is no echo. We are different. We might carry the same ebony hue, but the way we think and the way we function. I'm sorry, should I take that back, E? Because
I'm just saying, we
I
even
like
got diversity in our ebony hue.
we do. We do.
We definitely-
Like, and so I think sometimes, especially now, this
Yeah.
kind of conversation is deeply important, especially as, from a societal perspective, people are taking things away, or they're saying something's wrong or bad, not because they've done any research, not because they've been curious, not
Mhm.
because somebody told them in the chamber that they're in that this thing should not exist, not understanding that the impact has ripple effects everywhere outside their echo chamber. So if you are living in your echo chamber, and you're me, myself, and I, and you don't realize the impact that your decisions are making on the people who are proximate to you, I would tell you that's a dangerous place to be. Because the proximity effect in the context of an echo chamber could be things that are damaging relationships and you don't even realize it. Woosah, hold on. Let me.
I'm taking it in.
I think everybody needs a cleansing breath in the feed. Everybody.
I had to take it in.
It felt good. It felt good. I felt good.
Sorry. So okay. So is it okay that you know, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit now? Is it so? We were talking about the echo chamber. Hey Cam, can we kick it over to the chamber of secrets that is the pretty lies and the ugly truths for me today? All right, so I wanted to test your theory on echo chamber, because why wouldn't I do that? Because I want to know if we're being told pretty lies, or are we hiding ugly truths by going through echo chambers? Now, I did pull two videos. Now, one is the original video. It's been cut. And then the other one is a reaction to the video. And we're going to play both of them. Cam, I sent you the two videos. It would be the older one with the interview, and then there's going to be the other one, which is, you know, the reaction video of it that we're going to play in that order. Now, what I want you guys just to do is we're going to watch the video, and then I'm going to ask, is this guy right? And if you don't agree, do you think that it's possible that the perception that may have been culminated is the result of an echo chamber? And that's all we're going to do with the pretty lies. Let's kick it off. You got the video for me?
A lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
All right. Okay. So, Johnny, I see your face. Did you get what he said?
Yeah.
You don't find it funny at all, though, right? Like, you just.
Well, I mean, he just wasn't funny. I mean, it's cool. It's fine.
All right, cool.
He just wasn't funny. I thought it was another video. That's what I was waiting for. I thought
you're right. There is. All right, Cam, play another video. Let's just go around.
I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
No, that's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
Well, that was kind of his point. Oh, God. Yo. That's kind of what he was saying.
I mean, I promise this is so silly, and yet Johnny is responding just like
I know. I just like her. It's I mean, that's fine. What should be my reaction? I don't get it. Like,
I mean, I don't know what your reaction should be. I
like her.
Well,
I think you know why is because I'll tell you why I think I responded just like her, because then in that video everyone kind of looked at her for a response, but I mean, if it was meaty and juicy, but it wasn't that great. It wasn't like a conversation to get started. I don't know.
Yeah.
The ugly truth is that was for men. You're not supposed to get that. Like, if you do, fantastic. The ugly truth is
I understand. Right. So then why do men look at women for their response then? Because as soon as that video was over, he said Johnny. So then if it wasn't for me, then why look at me?
So because of the nature of the question that it really asks, like, well, could women ever truly be satisfied if given everything? Like he's laying out this premise of like, listen, like at the end of the day, like Adam and Eve had the perfect setup.
That's right.
And Adam was explaining to Eve how perfect the setup was. Mm-hmm. And after everything he said, she was like, Yeah, I mean, but that's not enough. We're like, wait,
What?
we have everything.
Yeah.
Anything we could dream of, we could have, and that's not enough. Like, what is wrong with this?
Yeah.
And then when you cut to the video of the reactions, the woman is literally sitting there going like, yeah, I was waiting for more. And you're like, wait.
Yeah.
Like, why is that not enough? Like, why is the video alone not enough? You need more. The fact is proven. So it's really it's an interesting video to me, because I know, like, depending on who you're around or how, you know, your proximity of people, like, you may get that, like, you may get it, and it may just click to you, and it may not be funny because it's like some dad joke type stuff. Really, it really is some dad joke.
It's not like it was hard to understand.
Right.
I just didn't understand why the thing was like, to CT's point, it was for men. So then why ask a woman what she thinks? I mean, like, it wasn't for me. It was
because the ugly truth is that men want women to get the point.
Well, we get the point. It's not like it wasn't complicated.
You didn't get the point, Johnny. You didn't get the point. The reason why you didn't get the point is that you didn't laugh with us. We wanted you to laugh with us. You didn't laugh, Johnny. You didn't laugh. She didn't laugh.
He wasn't funny.
I got
he wasn't a funny comedian.
Whatever. It's not about the comedian. It's about the circumstance that is now presented in that particular situation that says
it wasn't complicated. The woman was
never
satisfied.
That's what he's saying.
That's clear.
Never satisfied.
It's not a complicated point. That was clear.
And yet we talked about this, family. It's okay. Johnny and I are arguing. We were
arguing.
We are
everybody.
Because you're wrong, Johnny. And so are all the women in this feed right here. Y'all supposed to laugh.
Wrong.
Your mama said not funny. Put it up, Cam. Put the comments up. This is a biased right. You're in your echo chamber. Right now, you are in echo chambers and you're missing the point that
he was just corny. Like, it was just dumb.
Look at
So
this.
I wasn't gonna laugh.
Who's this Melanie Thompson person? Putting out comments in this.
Hey! Listen, listen. I don't know if a woman came out of it, but I think she was just a rib. I don't know, and like, I don't even know if she was the big rib. Like, she could have been. I'm just playing. I'm just really just being.
I love ribs actually on the grill at the summertime.
Yeah, I do. I do actually like some.
I do like
man, them chicken wings smell so good. Okay, so at the end of the day, like, yes. The pretty lies about things is that people are going to say things that you may get, you may not get. But the other truth is, like, sometimes some jokes or some statements are made for, you know, singular audiences. And CT's kind of right, where we as men in hearing that kind of joke, we laugh at it and do hope that it is something that we could all laugh at together, to be like, all right, you understand the truth of that. Where that it's a joke. We all know that it stems from a joke, which is why I checked my sources. I didn't just watch the reaction video. I went and found the source video. So I wasn't stuck in the echo chamber of thinking that somebody was telling me. See how I can tie things together too. I can tie my shoe. I can tie my shoe. So what mama? No, it's
look, why they fighting in the feed? Why is your sis talking about let's go? Like she.
Because you was trying to argue, because you was arguing with me. You was fighting me.
Where's Terry at? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, stop it! Stop it!
It's Terry's truth.
I'm pulling back the chaos that I kind of injected with the game today. But we had a lot of fun watching the video. The reactions were priceless. I think when we chop that back up, though, Cam, we're gonna have a lot of fun special feature evidence and footage for the season special. So that was fun. CT, Johnny, you guys got anything that you want to leave us with? I think we're ready to wrap up, going to our final thoughts.
Well, let's make sure. Did we miss any comments, Cam?
Yeah, I mean, long as they're not ones where I think we read all the ones because they called him corny. Yeah, and you know, we already saw that a woman came out of a man. So
yeah.
Oh, it's Mike.
Yeah. Oh, let's see Mike. Yeah.
Tell CT, Leisha.
Let's go for it.
Yes. Thanks,
being
Mike.
able to recognize that there is a skill to asking questions. Again, it aligns back to this concept of curiosity, right?
Yeah.
There is always something you don't know. And the moment you have decided you know is the moment you've limited your humanity. The moment you've decided that you know everything and that there's nothing for you to learn new from somebody else, you've limited your ability to be a better version of you the next moment. And if we're going to just jump to final thoughts, like my admonishment to the room and to this pod and all of the people who may listen to our conversation, especially this month, get proximate to something that's uncomfortable. Get proximate to someone who is uncomfortable. To challenge you to be able to say, well, why is that? Why was that? Why am I thinking about this thing in this particular way? Not to prove yourself wrong, but to be able to say, you know what? There is another way to think about it. That is always the truth about someone's bias. It is operating and functioning in your default. And the moment you become better is that when you cause your default to pause for just a second to say, is there something new I can learn? Every time I talk to Johnny, every time I talk to you, every time I talk to Cam, I leave myself open to say there's something new that I can learn. And when I do, I become better. I become a much better version of who I want to be in the earth. And I think that is a part of what's missing right now, is that the filter bubble is causing you to not be a better version of you. It is only reinforcing the version of you that you are. And that is not good long term. So my challenge as a final thought for today is get proximate with something and someone new and expand your bubble through curiosity. And maybe by the time we talk next time, you might be actually feeling better about you because you connected with somebody who was not you.
All right. All right, Johnny Malish.
Everything that you said, CT, and also too, I love that word curious. Stay curious. And I don't think it's just about, I know we're talking about opening up our minds and the folks and the ideas that we are close to. But I think even so, like, stay curious about the things that you believe in as well. Like, begin to challenge those things. Do your research, educate yourself on whatever it is, because especially right now, things are so polarizing, right? You have a belief and we're going to stick to it. But have you ever really asked yourself, like, well, why do I believe this? And where does that come from? And is it the truth? Right. And and you may find out that, it absolutely is the truth. And this is why I believe it wholeheartedly. But I think it's very important to stay curious, even about the things that are close to you. And that you've been taught. So
that's good.
That would be my challenge for us.
All right. I love it. I don't have a challenge for you because life is already challenging enough. And I just got to call out that the CT, the next time you come on here with 2 zippers, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get on 2 zippers.
Hold on. I had to be 2 zippers because we repping core.
I see. That's what I'm calling it out for. Hey, let me see the court. Yeah.
Repping core tonight.
Yeah. Show it off.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your core consultant swag. We got hats coming at some point, ladies and gentlemen. A shout out to Under Armour for not supporting us tonight.
We got hats, we got mugs.
Oh, come on.
Let's go. We got pins.
Let's go, core.
Where's the pin core? Let's go. Yeah, you can't see it, but there it is. Yeah.
It's there.
We riding in the core. We drinking in the core. We vesting in the core.
I love it. So my core, sponsored by Core. Maybe I should start sponsoring the pod. Maybe.
I mean, technically, you do. I mean, I about to say, like, we sponsor the pod. We don't. Like, there's nobody else sponsoring us. It's us. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, you are open to sponsor us. We are definitely always taking sponsorships. Like it's like little stuff too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can just send us snack money, you know what I'm saying? And we'll make that work. I'm serious. We will accept your snack money because we will make it work. Okay. When we have our strategy meetings and stuff, we may be opening up a company that, investors can come in and sit down with us. And, so if you're trying to get on board, come on now. All right. Now, my final thoughts for real is if you're not learning, you're not living. And that's just really what it is. I watched a show a long time ago where somebody had given up on everything, right? And like at a very early age, and everything in life forced them to still keep going, even though they didn't want to. They kept going, and they made it to a ripe old age, and then met a young man who really wanted to understand like this person's story. When they told the story, and then the little boy cried because it was such a beautiful story, but from that other person's perspective, they had no idea that they had learned so many things to be as old as they were, you know, like this person didn't want to learn how to fish, but had to eat. So learn how to fish, and then only learn how to fish and became a fisherman, and then learned how to sail, and then went all over the world, and then had to get home and had to learn how to fly, and then became a pilot. Like they had all of these experiences, and then you see this old man sitting there who didn't want to do anything in the beginning, but he had learned so much because he had lived a full life. So every day you wake up with the intent of trying to be a better person and continue on building on who you can be. Because if you're not living to learn, you're not living. So, all right, there it is. Now, you already know what it is. You can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere that we can be fly as we are. Now, vibe with us. We the Easy Monday Motivation Crew, and we do this to make sure that you understand that we are trying to keep the truth out there. We are trying to build trust, and we're trying to keep it transparent as possible. This season, the themes are going to be around those things, and we want to continue to be within your proximity and continue to be the messengers that break up those echo chambers and add those diverse perspectives and tell you sometimes that we're going to pop that filter bubble.
Boom. Hey, E, can I do something real quick?
Do it.
Real quick. Hey, I just want to do a quick shout out to the Easterling family. Our family is going through some real interesting challenges right now, and the Easterlings have been a godsend. And so I want to just say it publicly, like Johnny, thank you. Like Terry, thank you guys for just being such a blessing for our lives. And so I did not want to miss an opportunity to make sure that I said that out loud for folks who couldn't hear, are listening. So love you.
You know, we love you. We love y'all.
So
that's awesome, and I love y'all too. You know, I'd have did something nice too, but y'all keep me at like that 200-foot friendship level. That's cool. I mean, I know y'all got like 7 fences that I'm not allowed to see behind, but it's cool. Like the people that I get on this show is as close as I get y'all. I just want y'all to know, like I'm really like a quarter of a partial of an eighth of a friend of somebody's. Maybe I'm Johnny's. I think actually no, I'm not, because she hasn't sent me to the patio on the mattress either. So apparently I ain't nobody's friend on the actual podcast, y'all, because they done been to my house.
We've been to your side. You hold it down, E.
Yeah, but I've only been to Johnny's to work.
See, I was hoping you did not say that, because I almost said, "Hey, you been," and then I just called.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna say that, but yeah, CT and them won't hire me, so it's okay. I'm just playing.
It's a thing.
E, you know we love you, E.
No, they don't. I just want y'all to know I'm getting out of this echo chamber because they just telling me what I want to hear. I don't believe them, y'all. Just somebody tell me the truth.
Get me out of here.
Oh my God. But nah, man, I love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know we will be here for you for that motivation, and you can just chill until the next episode. Peace. Have a good night, guys.
What's up, y'all?